No, Jeff, now, don't click, because I'm that much a control freak that to cope with the time slides, I put a false one in the front. I actually had to click before it started. Then click now. There's a bit of a common theme here, and going last, it's like we've all found it hard, so we've written speeches, never written a speech ever, get up and talk like a mouthful of concrete underwater, and I've written a speech. So we've also all started with searching for a definition, and I think that's been really common, and I've done that too. What inspires me? Firstly, I guess, can you go back, because it's not meant to be there.
How's that?
What is inspiration? To me, it's an emotional and it's a physical response. My breath shortens and I become at once both still and yet every cell tingles. I feel my eyes widen and the corners of my mouth lift, and or sometimes become wide open, and I'm inclined to utter some incredibly intellectual words like wow. I feel lighter, overwhelmed, and sometimes tears well up in my eyes. I want at once to hold it, to share it, to own it, to give it away, and I want to get out of bed in the morning because of it. And that response to me is inspiration. And I guess what I wanted to share, and I'm sorry if it's a bit mundane, Leon, wherever he is, but what inspires me most is life on Earth. Human Earth photo. I'm humbled by how awesome the planet is, and how intricate and complex arrangement of matter, both living and non-living, is assembled and used and broken down and recycled through living systems. Yet we take for granted life and our planet and the basic systems and processes that are around us that allow this amazing thing called life to exist. Take water, for example. 71% of the Earth is covered by it. Our body weight is about 75% water. That's a lot of water in my body. And without it, life on Earth would not exist. But what is water? So my year 11 chemistry teacher, Mr. Hamilton, would tell you that water is comprised of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. It also tells you that they're held together in something called a covalent bond, and then there's some really complicated stuff about protons and neutrons and electrons, and they all club together and form this liquid stuff, and at normal pressure it's at 0 degrees it's a solid, and at 100 degrees Celsius becomes a gas. My biology teacher talked about the water cycle and how we take in water and pass it out in our breath and from our skin and as our waste. Our lungs could not absorb oxygen from the atmosphere without a moist coating, and we would die without water within 3 to 5 days. Can you go back 3? Water falls from the sky, some is absorbed in the soils, and some runs off onto our rivers and streams and oceans, where it evaporates, condenses, and falls again as precipitation. This miracle of nature allows plants to take up water from the soil through microscopic root fibres, transporting nutrients and passing them through the leaves as transpiration. In this process, the hydrostatic forces cause water to move up against gravity, pulled along by the droplet ahead. Amazingly, this all happens at the cellular level, and we never give it a second thought. Water is the lifeblood of our Earth. It can be gentle, dramatic, beautiful, destructive, and harbours within its bodies an amazing array of plants and animals. But what of the skeleton of the planet? The rocks, the mountains, the seabeds, the soils? Through the view of us individual people with lifespans of 80 or so years, mountains seem ageless, our continents fixed, and our soils immutable. But we know that over time, mineral-laden magma has erupted from the Earth's inner molten core and spilled across the landscape. Massive forces have over the years pushed and pulled the outer skin, forming mountains, deep crevices under the ocean and shifting our land masses across the surface of the Earth. The unique atmosphere that covers the Earth like a blanket and a warm hug enables our weather system that creates the wind and the rain, that weathers the ancient landscapes and creates the rich soils that are currently feeding, as of last week, 7 billion people. We often focus on the animal world when thinking of nature, but remember that not one animal, not bird, nor fish, nor marsupial, nor reptile, nor mollusk, worm, nor ant, or cockroach could live without plants. If the whole world is a living system, then the forests of the world are the lungs. The process of photosynthesis, turning the energy of the sun into energy that ultimately feeds every living thing on the planet. At the beginning of every food chain, you'll find a plant. From the incredible phytoplankton and algae of the ocean that provide 2/3 of the atmosphere's oxygen, to grasses, cacti, ferns and trees. Plants take in water and nutrients and turn the sun's energy into carbohydrates. Importantly though, as part of this process, they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Every animal on Earth, in the water, in the land and in the air needs oxygen, and plants provide that. Without them, animals would not exist. Of course, plants need carbon dioxide breathed out by animals for their existence. What an amazingly fine-tuned system. Let's turn to life itself. 3 slides back. What is life? When does life begin? And what happens when life ends? The process of procreation and survival of species is incredibly built into everything. That's right, every living thing has within its being the ultimate desire to survive and reproduce. And for the teenagers in the room, no, this will not be accepted as an excuse. When does this start? Again, at the cellular level, life begins when two cells, one from the male, one from the female, through meiosis, join, split, re-split. The unfurling of DNA and rejoining is perhaps the moment where new life begins. And from that process, the incredible array of life on Earth is perpetuated. Can you believe that this amount of diversity is programmed in at a level that we can't see with the naked eye? Human beings think that our creation of microchips has enabled the storage of massive amounts of information. Hello, the entire range of species, ecosystems and how they exist is contained in DNA of every cell, naked to the eye. Unbelievable, yes, inspiring, without a doubt. In summary, the process we call life is replicated at a cellular, individual and system level. A cell takes in nutrients and energy and produces waste using a circulatory system. A species replicates the cellular system, water and nutrients in, byproducts out, used by other species. At the macro level, this use and reuse and recycling of nutrients, minerals and water and energy sustains life. The water, energy and carbon cycles of the planet are just some of the systems that make up life as we know it. Life is perpetual and perpetuating. That's inspiring. Everything, every living thing that is, will die. It's inevitable. That's what completes the cycle of life and reinforces the process of recycling. At an individual level, life comes and life goes. But at a planetary level, life continues. And that's inspirational.